won his first 9 fights. Goes up against another undefeated heavyweight in Lorenzo Neilson, who is 4-0 and coming off of a knockout. So whose undefeated record remains intact? We'll find out. For the intros, here's Chuck Hall.
Ladies and gentlemen, the referee for the next bout of the evening is Mr. Toby Gibson. The next fight of the night featuring 6 rounds of in the heavyweight division. Introducing, in the red corner, fighting out of Albuquerque, New Mexico, weighing in at 210 pounds, with a professional record of 4 wins, no defeats, 2 KOs. Ladies and gentlemen, here he is, Lorenzo Neilson. And in the blue corner, from Los Angeles, California, he weighed in at 218 pounds. His professional record, 9 wins, no defeats, 5 by KO. Introducing the undefeated King Ipitan.
Okay, gentlemen, I've given your instructions to you in the respective dressing rooms. Are there any questions? Obey my commands at all times. Give me a clean fight. Good luck to both of you.
The King from Nigeria, his goal is to become the first African-born fighter to win a heavyweight title. 9-0 as a professional, just 22, now living in Los Angeles. He owns 4 first-round knockouts, and he looks across at Lorenzo Neilson, who at the age of 27, who learned boxing in the Army. He was stationed at Fort Bliss, and he has won his first 4 professional fights, and the last one in a first-round knockout. So the 2 heavyweights put those undefeated records on the line. Ipitan tries to get out with that left jab, long reach advantage, 5.5-inch advantage in reach over Neilson. Ipitan about 3 inches taller, 8 pounds heavier. The size advantage to Ipitan. We saw him last month here on the undercard of the Garcia-Dixon fight, and he certainly looks the part of a heavyweight, but on that particular evening, pretty much unimpressive in a 6-round decision over Jesse Prieto.
Well, in asking the King today, he said, well, thank you very much. So I'm more of a boxer. Thank you very much. He said, I'm more of a boxer. He says, I do have a pretty decent right hand, but realizing that he doesn't have all the power in the world, still trying to work on it, still trying to bring in the power.
And it's Neilson trying to unload with the jab, jumping into Ipitan.
Yeah, and Neilson cannot stand on the outside. He knows it too. He knows that he's at a deficit on reach, and he must either get inside the reach or outside the reach like he did right there.
But still learning the fight game. Right. He only had 14 amateur fights.
Yeah, and done a good job by employing Bob Foster. Good combination. Lorenzo Neilson.
Neilson has Foster in his corner.
In his corner, Bob Foster, the former light heavyweight champion of the world, the greatest light heavyweight champion, in my opinion, of all time. He was recently, last year, inducted in the International Boxing Hall of Fame.
One coming from the nose of Lorenzo Neilson.
Yeah. Neilson's hand's a little bit low.
Minute on the nose remaining in the first. This is scheduled for 6.
Blood on the nose, too. A minute and blood.
1 minute and blood on the nose.
And the King now on the nose with that jab. Good right hand. These right hands that have been set up. Whoa. It's out of the ring. These big fighters like this make this ring look small. This is a 21-foot ring. But with these taller fighters, they should have an extra rope there, or that rope higher. The rope is not that high. It comes to about the middle of their back. Rope more suited for a 5'8" fighter, 5'9". King Ipitan 6'5". Lorenzo Neilson 6'2".
Coming down to the final seconds of round number 1.
Mixed nuts never give you enough of your favorite nuts, but new Fisher favorites are all favorites. Pecans, almonds, peanuts, lightly coated with luscious flavors. Toffee, honey glaze, praline, plus large whole cashews. So
That's my favorite.
try.
No, that's my favorite.
Every nut is your favorite. New Fisher favorite.
Here's the real beauty of Rust-Oleum protective coatings. A tough barrier against the elements. Rust-Oleum, the name that means protection.
Start a project with Minwax Wood Finish and turn new into treasured, ordinary into extraordinary, even pine into cherry. Because Minwax Wood Finish makes it easy to turn any project into a beautiful masterpiece. Minwax makes wood beautiful.
Well, in an opening round, when they both backed over to the ropes, we almost had on our hands a fallen king. Both of them back to the ropes, and oh, almost over the top.
Sean, what are you working on? Your lounge at here in Vegas?
Right
Coming up with a few lines,
Right
and it's
here at the
early.
Riviera.
We've only been on the air a half hour.
Right here at the Riviera.
And you've been scoring. This is round number 2. In the white trunks is King Ipitan.
Running from you, Al.
And in the red trunks is Lorenzo Neilson. Both undefeated. Ipitan 9-0 with 5 KOs. Neilson 4-0 with a couple of knockouts. Toby Gibson is the third man in the ring. And now opening it up is Neilson.
Oh, yeah, and this is what Neilson needs to do. He cannot stand on the end. When he's out there in the end, he is waiting to throw his jab. It's because of this reach of King Ipitan. But he does some nice work out there. He's moving with his feint. Remember how Bob Foster used to carry that left hand low and flip that left hand up? That's a little bit like Lorenzo Neilson is trying to do. He says he studies films of Bob Foster, tries to pick up some of the moves that Bob Foster made when he was fighting. Bob Foster, a terrific puncher. What a power hitter he was. Now trying to give some of that power. Lorenzo Neilson, only 2 KOs in his 4 wins.
King Ipitan from Nigeria. He is not of royalty. He's a king like Prince Charles Williams is a prince.
See, I'm learning from you, Al. I'm picking all this stuff. You never know. Might hit you back with it.
Your turn next.
Well, something that a king could really use is a left jab. How effective he would be with that punch, especially with his reach. 83.5 inches. You know, Ali was only 81. Tim Witherspoon is 82. Both heavyweight champions of the world.
He was adopted by Don King. 30 seconds to go in the second. And we'll bring out that King material. Once again, the bloody nose of Lorenzo Neilson.
Two fighters really cautious of one another. He had a good barrage at the early part of this round, but Neilson hasn't shown much aggressiveness since.
This is your world, genuine and true, working together in all that you do, and you're giving it your best. Proud to be your bud. Budweiser. Proud to be your bud. Proud to be your bud. Ooh, yeah. Proud to be your. Proud to be your bud.
A master of ancient wisdom.
Every aspect of your appearance and behavior will reflect on you, on the department, and on me as your senpai.
A cop who learned his lessons on the street.
That wouldn't happen to be anything like Master now, would it?
The department would never have made them partners.
Evidence points to a Japanese perpetrator.
But this murder did.
They won't get away with this.
Rising Sun, July 30th. Rated R.
Welcome back to the Riv in Las Vegas. Heavyweights King Ipitan in the white trunks, Lorenzo Neilson in the red, scheduled for 6. Alex Garcia, James Waring in the main event coming up tonight on USA. Garcia in the same ring in which his career was shattered somewhat about a month and a half ago against Mike Dixon.
But that was outside.
Yes, but it was
easily say that
was the same ring. Sun was in
the
it.
sun was in my eyes.
He lost the punch in the sun.
What a great weapon that left jab is. Ipitan could use that well because most of his weight is on his left foot. Perhaps that's why he doesn't have a lot of power in that right hand. And there's 2 going after it now.
Slugfest developing here in the 3rd.
Remember, it was that last round that Neilson came out, scored well, and then backed off. Neilson keeps breaking ground, taking that right there, taking that step, that front foot backward. When you do that, it gives you another angle. You put another position up there. Stunned now. Oh, big overhand right. Ouch. Down goes Lorenzo Neilson.
Cracking with the right hand, King Ipitan. Will he make it?
He is hurt. Some clubbing right hands from Ipitan.
And that time still remaining in the 3rd.
Neilson needs to keep that left hand up higher.
And that actually hurting King Ipitan. It has given Neilson a couple of seconds. Right now appears as if Neilson is not quite sure where he is. And it is stopped by Toby Gibson in the 3rd round. Lorenzo Neilson cracked by Ipitan early in the 3rd. And Ipitan ends it. Some of the fans not too pleased that the fight was stopped. No complaints from Lorenzo Neilson.
Well, the punch that did the damage right to that side of his face. The clubbing right hand. Look at these punches. Oh, trying to hold on is Lorenzo Neilson, but he's only holding the one hand. And the overhand right is the punch that did the damage. You know, that is a little bit to the side of the head, but that is a lot like the punch that knocked out Alex Garcia. Here it is, right to the temple, a little to the side of the head, but it is Neilson who is turning away from his opponent. King Ipitan, the overhand right, worried about his power in that right hand. He showed some tonight to Lorenzo Neilson.
So Ipitan remains the only undefeated heavyweight in the ring right now as he goes to 10-0. Let's get the official time from Chuck Hull.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Toby Gibson stops the bout at 2 minutes, 2 seconds of the 3rd round. The winner by a TKO and still undefeated, King Ipitan.
So Ipitan is the king among those 2 heavyweights, and we'll have some more action when we return on USA's Tuesday Night Fight.